Dusty Dvoracek joins us now. Notre Dame is moving on. There's so many layers. I just have a card with stuff. I hope we talk.
We got a lot to discuss, man.
Well, at some point we have to talk about Abdul Carter because the guy's incredible. But we're going to start with how the game ends and the pick. And you saw something. Can you going to show us something that happens on this play?
We're going to attempt to. This is trial run number 2. So we're going to see if we can get this going. So this is obviously the big time Drew Aller interception. I mean, everything on the line. Drew Aller had not played very well going into this last drive. Tie a ball game. You got everything in front of you. Get in position to kick a field goal. You're the hero, and you send your team to the national championship. Let's start right here with this linebacker. It's going to be Jalen Sneed. He's going to be on a delayed blitz. He's going to start in, and he's going to finish here. Okay, so keep an eye on him. He's very important here. And then also, you're probably wondering when you're at home, what about Tyler Warren? Well, this is where this route wants to go. But initially, when you see the coverage, a team in Notre Dame who runs so much man-to-man, it's not there. Watch where the eyes of Drew Aller goes initially. Bam, look at him. He wants to go right here. Scott, he's cocked and ready to go. He's wanting to go to his tight end, Tyler Warren. But look at that coverage, man. How are you going to throw that pass right here? There's nowhere to go with it. And as he works his eyes here, now he's going to work here. Who's open, Scott? Nobody's open. And you got safety help over the top here. So it's not working out for them. As this thing continues to play on, he's going to look back. He's going to be late. The pressure gets there. He can't set his feet. It's obviously a huge interception for Christian Gray. But the coverage on the initial read right here on Tyler Warren, I think is so crucial to this play that won't get talked about. They wanted to go to their best player, but this is a team in Notre Dame that runs so much man-to-man coverage. They were in perfect position, and he couldn't go to his first read. And then as this pressure gets home, watch this pressure get home. Excellent job here by Jalen Sneed, closing on the quarterback. And then at this moment, take this back just a second. Watch Christian Gray in perfect position here. Man-to-man coverage. Everything is covered. This is such a good man-to-man team. And as this ball is delivered off balance inside, watch the competition of the football going inside, making a play on that ball. Notre Dame coming into this game was the leading college football in takeaways. And very fitting, they get a huge takeaway in that big spot late in the football game to give their kicker Jeter the opportunity to kick them into a national championship.
So they take away 44. I've joked with Ryan Day about Ohio State, throw the ball to 4. Jeremiah Smith, who's amazing. Well, if you're Penn State, throw the ball to 44, and they did. He's an incredible piece of that Penn State offense. They take that away, they get the pick, they make the kick, and they win this game. They win this game for a lot of different reasons. Riley Leonard went into the blue tent before halftime. And again, what Angeli did in getting them 3 points was pretty impressive and important ultimately. But Riley Leonard in the second half, what does he show for that 30 minutes of football?
I thought he was incredible. I thought going into this game, the conversation around the game was about Drew Aller.
Guilty, hand up. I thought this was his night to be the guy.
His coronation game,
I thought
right?
I thought so.
He's going to prove maybe. I mean, there was conversation. Could he come out if he could win this game, win a national title? Could he be the #1 overall quarterback?
We talked about that on our podcast with Sanford Steve.
And Riley Leonard, he was just the guy that can run. Oh, he can't throw the football.
Yeah.
And that second half, he played with so much confidence. They had multiple double moves, big-time third down throws. When this Notre Dame offense needed a play, Riley Leonard was making plays with his arm. That throw right there to Aeneas Williams was absolutely outstanding. You still saw the ability with the toughness, the running, to pick up third downs, the big touchdown right there. The throw to Greathouse, it was a double move. Defender falls down, but he puts the ball right where it has to be. And that was after that interception to Dennis Sutton. You know, you kind of wondered, how would he rally? How would he bounce back? Leads his team down to that touchdown and then gets him in position for the go-ahead field goal. It was tremendous. I think we walk away from this game with a whole lot more respect for Riley Leonard, not just as a runner and an athlete, but a quarterback who's leading this football team in a great way.
You hear Coach Freeman say these guys are savages. Freeman looks like he doesn't have a whisker on his face, and he ends every interview with Jesus bless. And I'll tell you what, he's a fresh-faced young man, and he's got his mind right with the Lord. But he's a savage too.
Yes.
That guy is a killer when he had to be, and he's the reason in part that they're moving on. And so is the fact that defense was able to keep Aller, who is an NFL talent.
Yeah.
Just wasn't tonight. What did they do to kind of button him up?
Well, I just thought, outside of Tyler Warren, the running backs, no one was open. I mean, this is one of the best man-to-man defenses in college football, and they played that way all throughout the course tonight. And honestly, Drew Aller was off a little bit. He missed some throws early in the game. I thought he had a couple interceptions, highly questionable flags that he was able to, not have to deal with those interceptions. But ultimately, late in that ball game, it's just a bad decision. He cannot, you heard Greg say it, any quarterback who's ever played the position, you can't make that decision in that moment. Late, back across the field, pressure in your face, and obviously it cost them the football game. When you think about offensive linemen, they lost 2 starting O-linemen in this game tonight. Tonight, in this game, against an excellent Penn State defensive line. They've lost Benjamin Morrison, one of the best cornerbacks in all of college football.
Early in the year.
This secondary still rolling. Riley Mills, their best defensive lineman, lost him against Indiana. We all talk next man up. This Notre Dame football team, they live by that mantra. And the next man that steps in finds a way to get the job done. Resiliency, toughness, and regardless who's out there, being able to get the job done, that's excellent coaching. Having your players prepared to step up in whatever moment presents itself and be able to perform at a very high level. And it's why this football team is one win away from a national championship.
And that's exactly all of what you just described is what I'm going to ask their coach about when he joins us. And again, on the way out, I'm going to get to James Franklin in just a minute. Number 11 in blue. I don't know how bad and how banged up his arm was, and it's taped, but Abdul Carter is an absolute monster. Whoever gets him in the next level, have fun, because what an incredible player that guy is.
I mean, he was awesome. We didn't even know if he was going to play,
Best player on the
how
field,
much he
wasn't
would play. Darth Vader, he had there on the breathe right over the nose, and that's how he played all night. The first step, quickness, his ability to dip the edge. He can dip and make those offensive tackles really bend those knees, which those OTs, they don't want to bend their knees. He is relentless to the quarterback, speed, power, explosiveness, creating negative plays. He left his mark. I don't know what his decision is going to be. I'm guessing he's going to come out and he's going to be a top 10 pick in the upcoming draft. But you want to talk about leaving it all on the field. 11, he gave everything he had there tonight with a bum shoulder.
They say comparison is the thief of joy. I would just say there's a guy who played at Penn State who wears 11 in the NFL.
Pretty good.
Right? You can certainly see some of the same things. Whenever this young man decides to take his talents to the NFL, somebody's going to be lucky to get him.
How much